Hello again, everybody. Barry Hyatt here in Scottsville at the University of Kentucky Extension Office with my good friend Janet Johnson, who is wearing her proud UK blue as we speak.
And you too, Barry. Thank you so much for being supportive, at least until football or baseball season rolls around for those Vols.
Sure.
Because I know you're for it, and that's good. That's good. Good fan. Good fan. Yes, we've had a great basketball season, great SEC tournament in Nashville, the NCAA, and but now it's time to think spring and maybe moving outdoors and doing some different activities.
Yes.
And today's recipe is one of those recipes that's so easy, but it takes advantage of all of those things that you find in the garden, especially, and if you'll hold that up, Barry, we'll show people, the vegetable of the season right now is going to be a lot of fresh asparagus. And asparagus is great in so many ways. I mean, you can put a little oil on it, shake it up, you can grill it, and that's wonderful. It's a great roasted grill vegetable that you can put on there because it does have a lot of fiber to it, so it does hold its shape well on the grill. Green onions, of course. My dad loves green onions and cornbread, and that is a Southern staple, to have those first onions. But then you can also throw in another summer vegetable to make a great salad, and we're going to give you some options today on how to do that. But we're featuring and focusing on asparagus and green onions today to get it done. And this is a great side for any holiday meal in the spring and early summer. So keep this in mind and use your asparagus. Now, I left a boiling pot on, Barry. I still am watching it, but it's boiling because today, before you guys joined us, I went ahead and did step one that many people kind of overlook with vegetable salads. Some vegetables, especially those that have a lot of fiber like asparagus and even squashes like zucchini, are really even better and brighter if we'll take time to just put them in a steamer. And you can have little steamers like this, or you just put those over about an inch or two of boiling water, or there's little flexible steamers that you can put in a small saucepan too, to do small amounts. So any way that you can keep the vegetables out of the water, because we don't want them to get mushy. So the steam cooks them, and what the steam does is it gives them a bright color, and you're not really cooking them till tender. Because this is a salad, of course, but we are giving them a brighter color, and they're just so much better like that. You actually just steam them a couple of minutes, then drain them and run cold water over them. It's kind of like blanching. All my food preservation people say, yeah, that's blanching. That's the first step with freezing for many vegetables. You're right, that's it. It's a quick blanch, and then we actually just take those vegetables and put them in a large mixing bowl, and we're good to go. Now, one of my favorite tools to actually cut these types of vegetables are kitchen shears. And especially, Barry, when doing asparagus, and I want you to kind of hold that up like that, there's a certain part of the asparagus that you don't want to eat. It's the woody end, and you can almost tell as you begin to, you can almost see the thicker fibrous part of this, so you don't want to use that part of the asparagus. Now, in some stores, they trim that off, but you can begin to see that woody part right there. Not so good in a salad.
Kind of white looking.
Yes, kind of
it
white.
Looks like wood. You're exactly right.
And you can see how tough it is and how hard it is. So you don't want to use this with your salad. So you want to break it off to where it's very easy to snap, and see how much easier. I mean, it just came apart. So that's what you're looking for with pre-preparation before you steam it. Like that too. So remember that about asparagus. It's not created equal. Okay, so what we've done is we have done a pound of asparagus, and that's just a bunch, like you usually buy in a grocery, or if you're buying it loose at your farmer's market, a pound, like that. And then for variety, we're adding a zucchini squash. How about that?
I like it.
And we're doing that instead of a cucumber. Although you could do a cucumber, but you would not steam the cucumber. So we're doing the zucchini squash to add a little bit more interest, a little bit more vitamin C and A.
Not as much seeds.
Not as much seed, right, unless you get the English cucumber variety. So, but yes, so you can add a little variety here. Instead of a cucumber, use a zucchini. And we've sliced that across about 1/4 of an inch thick, steamed it with the asparagus so that it is really bright and just barely tender crisp. I mean, we're just barely getting it there. Now what we're doing is we're going to mix up a dressing to go over this. And this is a great oil and vinegar dressing. So easy salad dressings to have at home are to use equal parts of oil and vinegar. Now maybe you've got balsamic vinegar, maybe you've got some of the exotic vinegars that are great right now that you find at a lot of specialty stores that people are making. But oil and vinegar, and I'm using some olive oil, and what we're doing today is using basically 3 tablespoons of olive oil to a couple tablespoons of vinegar today. Now, you could easily do 3 and 3.
Okay.
You know, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to measure this in, and you're going to measure it in a fairly large mixing bowl that you can kind of whisk it together pretty fast. So therefore you need to have some action for everything to come up.
And maybe it won't make a mess that way.
Exactly.
Bowl, right?
That is exactly true, and that's what we're doing. And then measure out your vinegars. Now I'm using a red wine vinegar today.
Okay. All right.
But like I said, you can easily substitute. And you know, I just may do it half, like we're doing 3 and 3, just to add that to add a little interest. But you can easily do what you want to do there, okay? And then we're adding just a clove of garlic that we've minced. And you can actually buy minced garlic already packed in oil if you want to save a step here. But nothing beats the flavor of just 1 fresh garlic clove.
Do you know, just on a totally different side note, just for 1 second.
Yes.
I actually know a lady who's originally from Gilroy, California.
Well, okay.
And she says Gilroy, California is the garlic capital of the United States.
I do not doubt that.
So there you go. Just throw that in
That's
there.
a sidebar, so you know where this garlic comes from.
I do, and it's very healthy for you.
And yes, it is. It's very, very healthy like that too. And then we're also using, as you know, I love seasoned salt.
Yes.
And we've already had some steak sales from our Allen County cattlemen here in the county. And of course, their secret ingredient on their ribeyes is seasoned salt. That's what they add to it, if anyone ever wanted to know there. So we're basically adding about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now, one thing I did not tell you about the vegetables, you don't have to add any salt to them as you're steaming them. That depends on your taste.
Okay.
You could easily use maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of salt over all of the asparagus and the zucchini, and that would give a little more flavor. But we're going to add that 1/4 teaspoon of seasoned salt.
Okay.
And that has some additional spices and salt, of course. And then we're going to add also a 1/4 teaspoon or a little more. I'm going to put almost a 1/2 teaspoon today.
Because you like to live dangerously.
I do. And you know, we just had a community cooking show with the chef at Barren River State Park, and I loved one of his comments. He said, a recipe's just a guide. Do what you want to do. Do what you like to do. You know, it just gives you a roadmap, and you can take side roads if you like to do that. And I thought, Josh, that is me. That is absolutely me. So what we're going to do is we're going to whisk together the oil and vinegar, and you can do any dressing like this, but this proportion is going to get that there. And then I'm going to add some chopped parsley. Now, a lot of people will use the flat leaf parsley. This is the curly parsley. And I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/4 cup of that, you know, to this as well. Okay?
All right.
So honey mustard, seasoned salt, oil and vinegar.
Yes.
Boom. That's it.
It's easy, very simple.
It's very, very simple. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this over the asparagus and the zucchini. Okay? And I'm also going to use spatula to get every drop
bit
of
of it.
this.
There you go.
That's right. Okay. Now the extra vinegar that I added will make this just a little more tart.
Okay.
And that's to taste that we've just said. Okay. Now we're simply tossing our vegetables with this mixture and coating the asparagus and the zucchini. Very simple, very fast. Okay. Now to make it more interesting, we're going to add a cup of cherry or grape tomatoes, miniature tomatoes, whatever you like. And there's so many varieties of those. Have you noticed?
Oh, yes.
They're so cool.
Pick a grocery store, you can get a different kind of cherry tomato probably.
Absolutely. So consider using some of the different varieties because they all have different taste and shapes that make this salad so pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to add about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup. If you like spring green onions, add more, okay? So we're going to add those in. Isn't that a pretty salad?
Very
it's
nice.
so simple.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a very simple thing to have. And once you know, we talked about varying the zucchini squash to cucumber, and you
Right.
could do that
Sure.
with this recipe. Now what we're going to do is we're going to serve this up, and what I'm doing, Barry, is I'm plating this up over a single leaf of endive. And that's just kind of a pretty way to serve. Put a little ham on the side,
Sure.
you know, for a main dish or a
Sure.
summer supper, and just a little parsley. But we're going to serve this up and sprinkle that. We're going to put it over the curly
Bring it for a
endive.
second.
Absolutely. So we're going to put it on there, kind of make a little boat and a little salad bowl on the plate like that. Isn't that pretty?
If you get this at a restaurant, what, $8, $9 minimum?
At least. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of mozzarella over
There
that.
you go.
Isn't that neat?
Very
You
nice.
could vary your cheeses too with
Yeah.
what you like. I mean,
Sure.
I personally would like a little bit of Kenny's Country Cheese white cheddar.
Yeah.
Yes, I love their
Sounds
white
great.
cheddar, but it's great. So there it is. That's an easy spring salad with starring asparagus
Yes.
with its support cast of zucchini and or cucumber, depending on your taste.
Right.
Adding some cherry tomatoes of the variety that you love, and also a few green onions, and we put a spring treat on the table. That'll
Yeah.
be great for the rest of the summer too.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool
Absolutely,
idea. and
very
it's,
cool.
It's a neat recipe for sure.
Absolutely.
And speaking of this recipe, if you'd like it, very easy to get. You can do it in one of two ways. You can email me at North Central. My email there is barry.hyatt@nctc.com, or you can simply go to our website. It's www.nctc.com. We will make sure the recipe is there for you. I'm sure you've tried this already.
Yes, it's delicious.
You like it?
Delicious. And you can vary the dressing, as we said before.
What's the key? Is the dressing, is that what brings out the taste? would you
The
say?
dressing is going to bring out the taste and the type of vinegar that
Okay.
you choose.
Very
That's
good.
really going to be the secret ingredient.
Well, you guys make sure you try it. It will be very, very tasty, I am sure. Thanks so much for joining us today. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.